We'll get to those stories in moments, but we begin tonight tracking the rain. There's also a chance of isolated thunderstorms that could potentially happen in our area. Christiana Ramos is in our Storm Tracker Center tracking what's going on. And Christiana, what's the timeline that all this may be rolling in?
Yeah, so we are looking at a cold front. It is towards Dallas right now. It's causing problems up there. It will start to weaken, I think, by early morning. That's when we're going to start seeing it around 3 a.m., that line of storms. And then as we head into the later morning hours, early afternoon, so just before lunchtime, I think that's when it'll already be out of here off towards the east, towards southwest Louisiana. So we are expecting some severe weather, about 5% chance of seeing severe weather, and that's mostly for northern Tyler, Jasper, and Newton counties. And if you do see some severe weather, it's mostly going to be because of those winds and hail. I don't think tornadoes will be a problem for us. That's mostly up towards the north of us. But right now we are looking at radar. We are seeing very high cloudiness out there, overcast, and cooler temperatures than what we were seeing yesterday around this time. We are in the lower to middle 70s, and we are going to be seeing patchy dense fog out there once again. So if you are out and about driving right now, we are seeing about 5 miles in Orange, 7 miles up towards Jasper and into Port Arthur and Beaumont. So if you are out there, just make sure that you are using your low beam, slowing down, distancing yourself, and you are using your wipers and defrosters and putting some distance between you and the car in front of you. We are looking about temperatures dropping down into the lower 60s as we head up toward Woodville, and then in Sour Lake we're going to be in the middle to upper 60s here in the Triangle. We're going to have more on that cold front and how much rainfall that we will be expecting overnight tonight into tomorrow morning.
A family in need is getting a lot of support from their community. More than 100 people showed up to help the family of an Orange County corporal who's been in the hospital with COVID-19. Corporal Drew Crochet is in ICU. To help his family, a link sale was held today. Firefighters volunteered their time, making at least 3 trips to the grocery store because they kept running out of food. Crochet's wife says she's grateful for the overwhelming support from the community and hopes people take this virus seriously despite reopenings across the state.
My husband does not have any health issues. He does not smoke. He runs. And I mean, look at where we are, and it is very real and something that should definitely be taken seriously.
She'll be able to see her husband in the hospital on Monday. Now, this is going to be the first time they've seen each other in 2 weeks. Rallying together, it's what folks in the Winnie Stoll community did today. They're supporting Chambers County Justice of the Peace, Yale DeVilliers. He's been battling leukemia for almost 3 months. Well, today's benefit was held at the Winnie Stoll Community Building to help raise money to help Yale's family with medical and other expenses.
It's overwhelming. I mean, just the community support alone has just been so overwhelming. We've had such great care, but to know that our family and our friends are backing us through this right now, it's unspeakable. It really is.
The benefit included a car show, silent and live auction, washerboard tournament, and a live DJ. DeVilliers was diagnosed with leukemia around New Year's, and he's been fighting the disease at Methodist Hospital in Houston. New at 10, the suspect who was wanted by authorities for reportedly shooting a Texas Department of Public Safety trooper died by suicide. DeArthur Pinson was found at a home off Mejia. Investigators say Pinson shot trooper Chad Walker near that area late last night. Walker is in the hospital in stable but critical condition. To the border now, new tonight, the Biden administration is not requiring FBI fingerprint background checks on caregivers at new migrant facilities. The administration is rushing to get facilities up and running, and one way they're doing that is that staff and volunteers caring for children will not have to undergo FBI fingerprint checks. Those use criminal databases not accessible to the public and can overcome someone changing their name or using a false identity. Child welfare experts say the waiver compromises safety. A 9-year-old girl has died while crossing the border into the United States. This tragedy coming amid the growing humanitarian crisis. Right now, thousands of migrants are making the dangerous journey. And as Andrew Dimber reports, unaccompanied minors are being housed in overcrowded facilities.
Tragedy on the U.S.-Mexico border. A 9-year-old girl has died while trying to cross the Rio Grande. The Border Patrol says they found her, her mother, and 3-year-old brother unconscious on March 20th. Both the woman and boy survived. Over the last month, border officials say they've stopped an average of 5,000 people a day. Officials expecting that number to grow as we get closer to summer.
The Border Patrol and Health and Human Services, all the government officials tell us they are doing the best they can, but they're being overwhelmed by sheer numbers.
More than 18,000 unaccompanied minors now in U.S. custody, that number increasing by nearly 1,000 in one day.
They're children. They're not a political football. They're not a talking point or a photo opportunity or a statistic. They are children who have already suffered so much already.
In San Diego, officials toured a new facility for migrant teenage girls.
We were asked by the U.S. federal government to provide a temporary home for young people who need a place to go that is safe and will keep them well cared for while we do the important work of reuniting them with families or sponsors.
This new temporary shelter will be able to house more than 1,400 girls, 500 of them arriving Saturday, another 250 expected Monday, and hundreds more expected to arrive in the days to come. Andrew Dimbert, ABC News, New York.
Botham Jean's name will now be on display for many in Dallas to see. A dedication ceremony was held today. Officials renamed a street in his honor. Jean was shot and killed by former Dallas police officer Amber Geiger in his own home in 2018. In January, the Dallas City Council unanimously voted to rename a stretch of Lamar Street in his honor.
This is hard. It is really hard to be here. It is bittersweet. Yes, we want everyone to remember Botham. We want everyone to forever say his name. But for this sign to be up here, that means he's not. And it is hard for us.
Amber Geiger is currently serving a 10-year sentence for Jean's murder. Today, a rally was held in support of the Stop Asian Hate movement. The movement is being fueled by the mounting anti-Asian sentiment and hate crimes we're seeing in our country. But these crimes aren't new. They've been happening. The most recent being in Georgia, where 8 people, including 6 Asian American women, were killed during a shooting rampage last week. A night of chaos in Virginia. 2 people are dead and 8 others injured when gunfire broke out in Virginia Beach. Police say some of the surviving victims are in the hospital fighting for their lives. When police got to the scene, more shots were fired nearby. Then police discovered a second person had been fatally shot. They do not believe this deadly shooting is related to the other. An officer in the vicinity of the second crime scene encountered a man armed with a gun. A fight broke out and the officer shot and killed him. Police have arrested 3 in connection to these shootings. They're searching for a 4th suspect.